But on the vulnerabilities page, what you want is you really want an alert whenever a new vulnerability is found impacting a new device or something like that. So from the workbrew or from your workspace configuration, there's a notification section where you can add 3 different types of notifications. We have Slack notifications, which are really simple. You just connect a Slack channel and our bot will come in and tell you every time something happens. This will be things like a command was created, a command was run, a command failed, a vulnerability was found, and they give you links to jump into the product and resolve them. You can also configure email notifications. So this is pretty straightforward. If you have other tools that might not have APIs, maybe they have email ingestion, you can send those emails, or you can send them to a list, to a Google group, something like that. And then lastly, on the notifications front, which is the most valuable for automations, is the webhooks functionality. So if you're not familiar with webhooks, what it is whenever an event happens, one system will send an HTTP request to another with some kind of payload of data. And in our case, when a device has a command failed, or a command is run, or really anything that happens in the system, a new vulnerability is found, we will send you an HTTP request with payload describing what happened. And so you can use this in combination with vulnerabilities to do things like this. I had one customer who said, we have a very sensitive environment, and when a high severity vulnerability is found, we want to quarantine that device. And they already have a system for quarantining devices. So what they've done is they've said, okay, when this event happens, a webhook will fire. I'll get the information about the webhook. I can use the webhook to go back to Workbrew and use their API and get more information about the vulnerability. And if it meets my criteria, I will then, use my existing tool chain to quarantine that device, block their access from the VPN or whatever it might be that they want to do for that quarantining. So it's very powerful. Really, you could build anything that you'd like with this data in response to the event.